this school thing, it came about because every union I attended, I could not find one person except Wilford Lee that would talk about elementary days. So at our 40th reunion, I had just lost Kenneth in '87, and Ann called me and she said, Patsy, would you put together a little song, story, or poem or something about elementary? So I took my auto harp, I got out on the back porch, and I put that harp across my washing machine. The acoustics were awesome. And then I took the auto harp in the bathroom and put it on the commode, and it was even more awesome. My son came in when I was straddling the commode with that harp on the commode. He said, now Mama, if we can just figure out how to get that commode in the church, you got it made. But anyway, I'm not going to do the harp tonight. But before I do this, I'm going very quickly, just one little story. Most of you here know that I retired in '04, but I didn't stay retired. They asked me to attend a teacher's retirement meeting, and I said, can I wear my duster? Found out I couldn't do it, so I got back into teaching. But anyway, I had a little boy one day in my room who had a little sore spot on his leg. And those of you who are in education know that teachers are not allowed to touch a child. We're not allowed to pull a tooth, put a Band-Aid or anything. It all has to be documented and sent them to the office. That wasn't my way of doing it. He put his little pants leg up and he said, Miss Stiles, I got a sore on my leg. I said, let's see, sweetie. Pulled his pants legs up. He said, it'd be kind of ashy. And so I took some lotion and I creamed his leg, took a little alcohol prep, cleaned it, put some peroxide on it, Neosporin on a Band-Aid, and doctored his leg. Did this 3 days. Of course, his little wound was healed. Well, they were coming back from music a few days later. They walked in the room, and I'm writing some math problems on the board. This was 4th grade. And this little boy, he said, Miss Stiles, I'd be glad you're my teacher. You'd be a good teacher. I said, well, sweetheart, I'm glad to be your teacher. He said, you'd be old, but you'd be good. And this other little boy across the room literally jumped out of his desk. He said, boy, don't you be talking about my teacher. She not old, she be fat. I really, truly, I fully intend to write a book. I'm serious. I have got so many memories, and they're still happening every day. That's why I haven't been able to attend all these meetings. I got 2 new students. I'm up to max now, 6 students. I'm working with some special needs children, and I'm loving it. No lesson plans, no papers to grade. If I want to get out on the pool and play checkers with them, I had one little boy, he was reading a story, he'd say, pop, pop, pop. Stories about popcorn. I said, BJ, just a minute, I smell something. I reached over my desk drawer, pulled out a little bag of microwave popcorn, went and stuck it in the microwave. I said, you smell that? We had popcorn. You can't do that in a regular classroom. Okay, now, here we go. You're going to remember this first part. And by the way, Ann requested that I make all of you copies, so you'll have to kind of pardon some of the, but I've got, it's 4 pages long with graphics and everything. Boy, I tell you, I've got my technology down. They say we've got to have 6 hours of technology a year. I'm getting more than that. Okay, it's just entitled School Years Remembered by Patsy Carpenter. Our last time together was lots of fun. This time, let's go back all the way to grade 1. In the morning, only the bus kids came. A lack of space, I suppose, was to blame. Afternoons were for town kids of every sort, while the little bus kids went to the old play court. We napped, and we sang, and we listened to Miss Sue. I remember all this. Now, how about you? In 2nd and 3rd, our time was well spent. We continued to learn in an old church basement. I remember an answer to a question I heard. Mrs. Wilson had asked, what was a compound word? Well, I raised my hand with all fear barred, and I answered quite clearly, why, of course, it's lard. Now, I want a show of hands of people who really know what that means. See, not two people. We butchered hogs every winter. You saved the fat, melted it in a wash pot, poured the liquid into a bucket, went to the smokehouse. And my mother sent me many times to the smokehouse, Patsy, go get a bucket of compound lard. But when she asked what was compound word, I said, lard. Now, and I want to tell you, Mrs. Wilson did something that stayed in my memory, and this has been one of my things that I want to get across to my kids. This is the kind of teacher I want to be, and I hope that I am. She went to the board. She did not say I had given a wrong answer. She went to the board and she worked the road snow and drift. Now the other ignoramuses in there didn't know what compound word was either because nobody else raised their hand. I didn't really mean y'all ignoramuses. She said, well, you know, Patsy, you're right. And I remember her putting the word snow, drift together and making one word. I felt like I was the smartest kid in that room. If you remember, snowdrift was a brand of shortening. Okay, to continue. The old green school was our fourth grade award. Remember those pigeonholes? Remember Miss Lord? We went up and down stairs and ate lunch in the gym. Remember Mr. Shepherd? Do you remember him? Miss Gussie Price was our principal's name. After knowing her, we were never the same. She kept us in line and on our toes. Her trick was to use an old green rubber hose. I got it one time. A fifth grade memory so clear in my mind. She made me hate math and her name was Miss Hines. Get a wrong answer and she'd make you pay. A rap with a ruler. What more can I say? In sixth grade, it seems we were on our way. The whole year we planned for our grand May Day. The crowning of the Queen, the old maypole. The amphitheater was a sight to behold. Remember these things? Why, of course you do. I'd like one day back. Now, how about you? 6 years behind us, 6 more we see. Our 7th grade year, 1953. A white crescent-shaped building with windows galore, very long hallways and shiny hardwood floors. We marched into the gym in ABC order. We were like little lost lambs being led to the slaughter. Books, schedules, and locker combinations, all hurriedly given with no orientation. I made one class that first day. I never did get my locker open. Mr. Hugh Willis and Silas D. Snow voiced words of instruction, and off we go. So much happened between 53 and 58. An attempt to tell all would be a mistake. I'll not go there, but to the best of my might, I'll do what I can to just highlight. Too many teachers to mention them all. Some casual acquaintances we just passed in the hall. Some are remembered with fond memory. Others just there and always will be. Now there's Miss Camp in English, Mr. Truax in math. We all viewed with interest their romantic path. We felt involved and never were bored as he held the door for her daily in his Model T Ford. Typing away and then in with a bolt, clear your machines. And this was no joke. She gave a page number and a ready begin. I took a deep breath and began to feel safer. while Stuart Jean tugged at my sleeve to borrow some paper. Nell Brown at my left, going 111. Not surprised my speed was a mere 47. Mr. Hoover and McClintock, both worthy of mention. One talked with ease, the other with tension. Coach Yarber and Jane Oswald in her little white shorts taught those in maroon bloomers a bit more about sports. Now who can forget Mrs. Huey's vocabulary box? Some words by memory or word association. The word gyrate by full demonstration. Her Taibu cologne really was great. It taught the true meaning of the word permeate. She was mean as a snake, if credit would do. She inspired my life for the better. I don't know about you. Grades 7 through 12 did not pass fast, but our senior year somehow arrived at last. Call it destiny, call it fate. We are the one and only CHS class of 1958. Now there's a copy for each of you if you want it, or your little scrapbook.